Hi guys, thanks for tuning into the channel. This is the first day out on my 2022 Honda CB500X, and I've just clocked up 50 kilometres, and I thought I'd pull over and just do a quick clip on it. Tell you what, it looks pretty good sitting here too out here on the roadside, so pretty happy with that too. Look how nice this red paintwork is. Well, that really looks the part. Now over the years I've had 4 CB500X, going from first one 18, 19, 21, and this latest one I picked up today 22. Now, like I said, I put 50 k's on it, and after coming out here, what I decided to do on my last one, I decided to ride the roughest roads I could pick on to try this bike out and just see how it goes. So this is the road I come out on. If you look back at my scooter things, this is the same road I took them on, and you know, give those ones a workout. What I can say about this let's have that over. What I can say about this CB500X, my thoughts are it's a really good bike, and I think it's possibly, well, there's no possibly, it is actually the best CB500X I've been on, and I wouldn't class it just in Australian terms as a good bike. I'd class this as a effing good bike. It is really a nice bike to ride. So there's no risk if you're on the fence and you're thinking about buying one of these. Well, one, nothing wrong with this red one, it looks all right. Green may be the favourite, but there's nothing wrong with this red. It really looks the part sitting here like this, and the best thing about the red, it looks better when you're in front of it than what it does when you look into a picture of it on the tube or anything like that. It's a lot better than what you really think it is. And that may be, you know, I found that in a lot of things, cars, bikes, anything. Sometimes something looks good on camera and you get in front of you and you say, what a heap of crap. Not this one. This is a really nice looking bike, and I'm happy in that side. Okay, well, what have I found out in 50 k's? And I'll just swing the speedo up and you might be able to see it. There it is, 52.5 kilometres on the clock. Okay, what I found out this, the first thing I noticed, it is a little bit vibey around town and out on the road. So there is a little bit of vibe in the pegs. Other people have said there's got none, but I'm a vibe expert, so I know all about that. I've had bikes that vibrate really bad and I can pick it up really easy. So there is a little bit of vibration in the pegs and in the handlebars. I wouldn't call it threatening vibration, but it is a little bit there to be aware of. So keep that in mind. This is all on my first 50 kilometres. I don't know whether these smooth out when they get a bit longer in the tooth when you rip a few kilometres on them. They may or they may not. I also noticed for the first off that compared to the scooters I've been riding the last couple of weeks, or a few weeks, several weeks, I did notice I was a little bit sore on the shoulder here when I pulled up, because the handlebars are so wide, like so, and they're stretching my arms out a bit more when I'm riding it. So, you know, apart from that, that's about all I can tell you in that line. What I can tell you about the suspension, oh shit, this suspension is good. I mean, on this road here, bad road, later on I might put a camera on it and zoom along and show you on another clip, but instead of being bounced around all over the road, this new suspension with the 41 upside down front forks, bloody bounces over them like a trooper. I tell you, I'm really impressed with the suspension, how well. I would say, although I've been on a few bikes, but no real fancy bikes, it's the best suspension I've been on to date, because a lot of I know where the bumps are because I ride these roads for the last 10 years, and normally I would get up off the seat when I see them coming. But no, I can just fire over them with this one. So, you know, suspension-wise, the new forks they've put in these bikes, what are they called, Showa or some crap, whatever they are down there. You can find another channel, I'll give you the more details of they are, because I only ride them to see if they're any good. It's no use, I'm not really a spec merchant. I want to know if they're any good to ride, not tell you what's on it and then get out here and somebody comes over and say, these are new 68 forks or 69ers. I don't really care as long as it goes all right. Now, what I can tell you, the forks, how it runs over, and it tracks well, it swings into the bends easy. And I've only got 50 k's on it, so I can't get in there and push it along too much. It's just a very easy, nice bike to ride. And geez, I tell you what, I hate to say it, but if I could only have one bike, I'd hate to say it, but one would be better than nothing, I suppose. But you know, this could be the bike if you said you only wanted one. Out along the road, like I haven't had it over 100 kilometres now, because naturally I'm running it in, so I'm running between 80 and 100. Runs along at 80 and 100, just no trouble whatsoever. And I'll tell you another thing too. Compared to the earlier model CB500X, this has got really good fueling. And when I say really good fueling, there's no worries about jerkiness in the throttle of that. It's got a really smooth throttle and really performs well. So if you keep, look at this, I've got a convoy of cars coming past now, so everyone's happy about that. So as far as things go, yeah, it's a really nice bike in that area. Does everything right. The throttle response, butter smooth gear changer on it, really nice positive changes, really good clutch on it too. So it's got the slipper clutch, slip and assist clutch. I filled it up with petrol before I left, so we're doing an economy run while I'm running the bike in, and the whole 17.5 litres of gas in the tank. Front brakes, even though it's got double discs, at the moment I find they're a little bit on the spongy side, but what I did find with the Grom and also the Forza 350 scooter, after you get out there and run them a few times and apply the brakes, they sort of bed in nicely, and after that they're pretty good. It's a nice comfortable ride on the bike too, so there's no trouble there. You know, when you're sitting on 100, like I got off this after 50 k's, never had a sore wreck, never had a sore rear end or anything like that. Little bit of shake in the mirrors as you're going along, but nothing serious. You can see out of it pretty good in that line. So there's no trouble there whatsoever, and I do find it really tracks nicely, but that's the thing I'm getting on it. Runs the bumps, tracks nicely, and runs effortlessly at 60 mile an hour or 100 kilometres an hour. So overall, for a quick pull over and just to let you know what it's like with a 50 kilometres on the clock, I'm pretty impressed. So all I was just pulling over here, decided to give it a bit of a cool down or a little touch up, you know, just let it sort of cool down a bit before we head it back home. And the weather broke this afternoon, I decided to take it out and give it a bit of a run. But geez, I tell you what, it's a really nice looking colour, this one. I'm really impressed with the way the bike goes, how it handles. And here in Australia, roughly 10,000 ride away, you can't complain at all. It's really good value for money, I think. So the other colour that they got in is that gunpowder graphite metallic or something like that, I think it's called. I forget what it is, but the first one I had was a red back in 2018. Then I had the graphite one in 19, had a white one in 21, and I've got this one here in 22. And I tell you what, I really do like how it performs, how it runs. And I think if you're on the fence thinking about buying one before I sign off, make the plunge and get into your dealer and try one of these out, because I'm really impressed how well it goes. So once again, thanks for tuning in, take a look, and I will catch up with you at a later date. And we'll put this bike through its tests and probably put in 10 to 12 test clips running through it or something on all different things, and I can give you a good idea overall what I think of the bike. So if you keep that in mind, if you want to come back and see what else, I'm actually the owner of the bike. We just picked it up today, so you are talking, or you are watching someone that actually owns the bike, not test riding it and just telling you some stories and then they move on. So another thing too, really nice in the steering too, really good bike to steer as you go along. So, you know, there's really nothing bad apart from it, you know, like a little bit vibey in the bars and in the pegs, which may settle down, not threatening anything like that. And I think that'd be the only thing that I could really get it on. But apart from the most important thing is this one is suspension, A1, fueling, A1, really good fueling. Like I haven't had any jerky throttle yet, and I rode around town a little bit and then out on this road, and it just rolls along, pulls really nicely and runs along at 100 k's in 6th gear. Runs good in 6th gear at 80 kilometres an hour. You know, I just can't get here and say anything bad. The only thing I'm a bit disappointed about, if anything, I have got another new bike arriving in, I don't know, 3 to 5 weeks' time. And in all honesty, I don't think it could possibly live up to the expectations after riding this. So I was hoping this would not be quite as good, so I can get on the other one, because it's one of my favourite bikes. But I don't know, I think it's an uphill battle. This is very hard to beat. So I'll sign off now. Hope you found this a little bit helpful. So if you're on the fence and you're waiting for one, or you got one on order, you'll be very impressed when you get it. So once again, thanks for tuning in, take a look, and I will catch you later.